Welcome everyone, it's Vapors to Dragamar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. In this episode, the moment of truth has finally come. Can we beat the iniquitous the unerringly iniquitous Celestial Griffin? Might ask, why is this the case? Glad you asked. You ask and you shall receive. So, the thing about this boss is this boss gets highly annoying over time. I'm probably going to put mostly magic affinity in here. And you might ask, why are we doing this? Well, it's for the simple reason that alright, first things first, actually. I'm actually going to put Ninja in here, but apparently you could theoretically, you know what? Just for science, and because the Ninja thing didn't work out last time, that Cold Heart and a cleanser. Even if they die, we still have got Coffin Smasher, hopefully. If not, we can level him up and help him out. The mobs, as usual, are not your primary threat. The primary threat is 100% the boss itself. This is truly, you know the phrase, the calm before the storm? Yeah, that's exactly what these enemies are, by the way. I just want to point that out. There's a reason that I'm putting Vogoth in this mix, is because Vogoth absorbs damage, and by absorbing the damage, he allows people to survive longer. I could put Drex in here, though, even though he's negative affinity, and I will be trying that. But I want to see if there's multiple setups I can use versus this boss. This boss, the waves aren't the problem, it's the boss. And you'll see why. So, do that. Go for that. Try to get the leech. Get the tomb fire. Get that going. Get that. Keep the decrease attack on him, always. Keep the block buffs up. Go for that. Get the decrease attack. You want to keep this decrease attack on this boss at all times. Cleanse. Her main job is to do more damage to this boss. To try to. Try to get some decreased attack on him. Not having decreased attack on this boss generally can be curtains. Because this boss... he hurts like an absolute truck. At this point, we're just going to have to decrease attack the boss duo strategy. Okay, he's clearly not high enough level yet. Can Scyl last long enough is the question. That's the real question. I think I need a level Coffin Smasher some more. I might still be able to win. Regardless. With Scyl doing most of it. The problem with my Coffin Smasher right now I could have had a different setup. We might still be able to win this. Come to think of it. I don't know why I say this, but Scyl soloing this sounds more than possible. come on, man. Yeah, Scyl might just end up soloing this. As maniacal as it sounds. I know you're like, Scyl the Drakes can't do anything with this stuff. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So apparently, Scyl is surviving this stuff well. Better than I thought she would. Let's just run it to the end and then try different strategies. I'm thinking that Magic Affinity tanks would be good in this situation. Ally Protect. So that's the problem. I need to give him more XP. As at the moment, the only one that's going to survive this might be Scyl. Because, unfortunately, Mr. Coffin Smasher has too much of a deficit on his levels and stuff. At least he got his burns off. I can't believe this, but I think Scyl mostly soloed Griffin. Don't ask me how, but hey. Well, this is ridiculous. That killed Griffin. Scyl did 1,000,000 damage to it. Well, something weird. The way I did it ended up being mostly Scyl killing it. Yeah. With a small amount of coffin. Even at 20 Sky Bond. Yeah, the regen. Uh, I hope you guys are not embarrassed that Scyl did that. Um, 'Cause I am my mind is distorted right now. Um, Depends. Nightmare campaign. You may need Paragon to actually finish the final difficulty. Because Mortu will murder Kale even at 60 on Nightmare, but Paragon mind games the boss into repeatedly you could use 2 kills in Nightmare, but you need like a good reviver and Paragon to actually beat it. Well, hard is hard and Nightmare are like 2 different species. Different species. Most mobs brutal only thing that can legendary champs and Paragon act. Though does shockingly well on Nightmare. Only thing she can't really do is... Hmm. Gonna try to farm some food here. You don't normally see this, but there's a champ training tournament going on. And, I might as well give some levels to some of these people. Because I do think he needs to be 60 to survive. And what's his gear at? Because we're going to need to give him some crazy stuff. It's still embarrassing that Scyl was what did most of it. Scyl killed Final Griffin? Oh, that has to be the most weird way of killing a Doom Tower boss. Like, what the heck? There's a reason I'm doing this, is because I think that by upgrading these pieces, I'll be able to get him in that state. Because the one thing about this game that's really annoying is just the repetitive elements of I've got to help someone's gear. I've got to, roll a bunch of pieces of gear. I've got to level them in campaign and roll their gear and level them in campaign and it's very tedious. Please. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because let me tell you, he's going to need it. You're going to need that at least to level 12. And he's going to need some more accuracy in his stuff, which is going to be a nuisance. As the problem is, the reason I'm not burning silver on his upgrade is because I know that I have to burn it on his gear too. That's the crazy thing about the Coffin Smasher, is because I know that he needs more stuff. I'm going to check my Scyls build real quick after if I get this gear to 12. As the regen set is important, by the way, for this whole thing to work. Because without it, yeah, we're not going to have that good of a time. So let's check. 16, 16. Yeah, her gear is good across the board. She's got War Master. Like, I've put a lot into Scyl. I know you guys may not care about Scyl anymore, but you saw what she did. She did something embarrassingly heroic. She literally killed the boss by herself. Yes. Yes, no. Practically by herself. Like, people who tell me that Scyl doesn't do anything, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, she does a lot. A lot more than people give her credit for. Like, it's funny because, like, all these people are like, oh my god, all these other champs are so great. The thing is so great. And they don't talk about Scyl anymore. Meanwhile, Scyl is quietly back there doing ridiculous stuff. The reason I'm bothering to level him is I want to get him to 60. Or at least another level on him. Before I try. And then I'm going to put some crazy defensive stuff in there. The reason I'm trying to give my other Kale some benefits is because he's eventually going to be a major arena champ of mine. Because I'm going to put him in very special attack-based gear. But yeah. Very special attack-based gear. And that's going to allow me to do the job. So, we're going to attempt this again. Once I get him to 59. Because I want to get him to the point where he can do something with the Eternal Dragon. And I can't have him dead. With him putting the, like, I can't have him dying too quickly. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here. I did beat Nightmare already tonight. I just can't use it for farming because I don't have anything that... It's a slow grind, and I don't want him to just die randomly in there. Let's see, what do we got? Almost got a Bivalt, but more importantly, the ability to extend. The ability to extend those extend the thing. I'm going on stage 6 mainly for the levels, because there's specific champions I need leveled, and I also need geared, and specifically the amount of silver I need for my dear Coffin Smasher here. It's going to cost a lot of silver, so I'm not going to like rush his level via the other way, but I want to get his level as fast as possible via this method. Is it easy to get him to level 60? No. Will it be worth it? Probably. There we go. Will I do Nightmare again? Maybe. But not during a food farming day. Maybe for silver or something. Because it's not really great for farming. It's great for achievement. Well, it's great for farming if you have the energy fuel, the just lying around, a lot of it. And if you have very specific gear and champs. Because fighting Nightmare Campaign is hard enough, but farming it is a whole nother ball game. That is the truth. It's a whole nother ball game. Same with what this other Kale is going to be. This other Kale is going to be a nuke lord. He's going to go full savage, helm smasher, specialist build. Not a normal campaign farm build. It's going to be a specialist. It's going to be a specialist build. He's rank 6 right now, but he's gaining his stripes. Alright. Let's give him a go. Alright, first things first. I don't want that in there. Ally Protect and Healing is good. Cleanse. Maybe something to keep the decreased attack on him. Paragon will just get blown up, because he'll just blow the unkillable buff off and then go blow him up. Fire in the hole. What do I want to use? I've heard poison is good versus him. So maybe. Because I want to like whittle him down. Because it would be preferable to have him not get up all the way to those Skybond stacks. That would be preferable. So having the Coffin Smasher there as the backup later in the fight sounds like a good plan. And I'll, of course, be leveling him and helping him out over time. But I have to try to farm for future plans is the thing. That's why I'm not just putting him in there, because I know I'm going to want to level some other champ to 6-star in the future. Trying to get as much poison as possible. Get a burn. I'm going to try out different teams. Got to keep that decrease attack on there at all times. Get the burn on him. Trying to get as much poisons on him as possible. Get the burn. Ally protect. Decrease the attack. Decrease the attack. It would be preferable if that would decrease the attack. Guess the resistance aura is helping out. Does he like gain increased resistance or some BS? Is that what happens? The thing that's very annoying is when he puts that. Yeah, I think the cleanse is not useful because the guy doesn't. Yeah, I'm thinking Vogoth would be better for the setup. Yeah, he just needs some more help. Because it seems to be that Taragi is not struggling even with that many Skybond stacks, but he is. So that seems to be the issue. Yeah, decrease attack is your biggest friend here, it seems. Besides stupid amounts of regen. Which once you have Scyl in a regen set, it's pretty much GG either way. That's what it seems like. Yeah. That's what it seems like. So, like, if I put a full decrease attack team and make sure the decrease attack remains on this boss 100% of the time, then, that'll do it. That'll do the job. That's how you get them to survive it. Like so. That's how you can get them to survive it. Taragi also is relatively good versus it. Yeah. But yeah, I am definitely going to be leveling these people more later. I might even do one Ice Golem 20. So we'll prepare 3 of those. You know what? I'm just going to get him to 60. I just want to get that out of my hair because I just want to beat this dang tower. And I don't want to bankrupt my silver. Man, it takes so much XP to actually get a champ to 60. It's actually kind of maniacal. You know what? I might actually try something later to do this. Can I actually get him there is the question. Now what? We got to stop raising food with him. That's the problem. I think that is the ultimate problem here. Because we've got to level him in big 17,000 chunks. If we want to do this. Granted, he might be good in Nightmare Campaign. And I'm going to put that to the test. I'm going to give him as much XP as I can point blank before I do that. Because I want to get him to 60 in a way that really matters. Because Coffin Smasher is going to be a big boy for a lot of my content. Because he's actually maniacal. He is, it's just Scyl is in a way more maniacal in some ways. Because, like, you saw what she did initially. It was almost embarrassing. Like, she literally killed the whole thing. By herself. Kind of ridiculous. Now, we can put her in here. But we're going to want Paragon. Because otherwise, this whole thing falls apart and Scyl. Because Paragon attracts the wrath of the enemies. And then oh no, wrong guy. Because see, the ultimate cheese, not the ultimate cheese, but one of the best possible cheeses versus this boss is Paragon, because of Paragon's ability to literally screw over this boss royally. Though Scyl is a pretty hard carry in this fight, I've got to say. But I'm gonna need Paragon alive to make it happen. Because without Paragon alive, I don't see how we win. Because I need something to deal with the peril. Because if you don't deal with the peril, you're probably doomed. The most important enemy to deal with in these final two waves, by the way, is the most important enemy to deal with is the Enethwees. Enethwe Blood Twins, because they have block revive in their kit. And if they kill someone, Scyl can't save them. So that's why they are the numero uno priority in terms of who do you want to focus if you had to focus someone. If there was like one person you had to focus, it's the block revive people. Starting with Enethwe, because Enethwe, every one of his moves, if it kills, it's a block revive. That's pretty OP when you think about it. You want to decrease his attack. You want to go for this guy on the right. This guy on the right is the most important to deal with. Because at any point in time, he can just snap his fingers and your whole team dies. The thing about Mortu, why he's not as much of a threat if you have a Paragon on your team, is because Paragon, the AI of Mortu, and this took me a while to realize this, the AI of Mortu is incredibly vulnerable to Paragon. Now, notice how I'm not attacking the main boss while Paragon is down. This is important detail. Now, the reason this is an important detail is because should you proc Peril and he's not alive, if it hits these other people, they're probably dead. Paragon is the only one in this whole team who can survive a peril. And doing that is essential versus this boss. Also, he serves as the perfect bait. Because the Mortu won't be able to resist the Paragon. You can put almost anyone in here as long as Paragon is alive. Almost. Well, not anyone, but anyone who could have survived to this point and survived the Aneth week, most of them, unless they're juicier than the Paragon, the Paragon will keep distracting. See? And while that happens, we can't lose. See? He keeps going for that one guy. And then we just put the unkillable buff out. And we put the decreased attack out. And we go that. And then he tries to peril again. And it fails. And he puts the unkillable buff up. And he tries to block the buffs. And it gets resisted by the Paragon as planned. And then he puts the unkillable buff up. And then he perils again. I'm sorry, this is pretty comical. You've got to admit this is comedy. You've got to admit. Like, look at that. He keeps doing it. He doesn't learn. He's an AI. The AI never learns. Once you get a strategy on them, they can't adapt. They don't understand. Don't attack the Paragon. They don't understand the concept. Don't attack the Paragon. Watch. He's gonna do it again. Even though he attacked the other guy, he's gonna do it again. I'll finish it off with regular Mortu. Because I want him 60. No, I'll put in a witness. I'll put in a Kale witness. Second Kale witness. Who eventually will be put in a very special build that the other Kale will not be privy to. I'll also be booking him, potentially with other Kale copies and rare books. Oh, come off it. Come the hell on. Sorry about that. He keeps failing to do it. Did we get it now? Finally! Finally! We did it. Finally.